A very good evening to you. I hope you're well. Thank you for joining me. I'm Dr Kishan Rees, and in this live that's going across Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and I'm delighted to announce LinkedIn, we're going to be looking at an article in this magazine, which is in the Sunday Times magazine, which is around boosting your memory. So what I'd love you to do, get in the comments below, say hello, let me know who you are, where you are. It'd be really helpful for me to know. If you could share this across various platforms, it would be great. Any interesting comments that come up, what I will do is I will elevate them onto the screen, and I'm going to try and do this in 9 seconds for people that don't have time to watch a 9-minute video, and then we'll go into discussion for the rest. So if you've got 9 seconds and you want to get on with other stuff, which is equally fine, the 9 ways that you can boost your memory are: eat beans and greens, up the vitamins, chew on this, i.e. chew gum, sugar-free gum if possible, get physical, dump your chair, laugh more, phone a friend, save your brain cells, and also kiss and cuddle. Hello Glyn, how are you doing? And evening Richard. So what I'm going to do is, obviously, for those of you who don't know, I'm currently undergoing recovery from a traumatic brain injury because I fell off my bike or suffered an uncontrolled dismount on the 14th of September. I'm doing well. I get ups and downs, but a lot of it is about making sure that I do everything I can to optimize my brain health. And this is so important for you and everybody that's watching, because obviously lockdown for such a period has been incredibly difficult, and that's had a significant impact on people's brain health. So what would be really helpful is if you could get in the comments below and share, get this to as many people as possible. If you can, like it on Facebook, it'd be nice because I can see that in the top left corner, and then we'll get started. So the human brain is the most complex entity in the known universe, and up until recently, and I'm looking down because I'm just reading this and I'm going to add my own commentary as well, but up until recently nobody really knew if anything could be done to prevent the degenerative effects of change, or the effects of degenerative change on it. But science is unlocking those secrets, and common to contrary belief, our brain performance isn't necessarily on a downward slope from the moment that we age or start aging. So some people actually improve mentally with age, and this is 9 tips from Professor James Goodwin's book that's about to be launched on the 1st of April, so April's Fool's Day, love that. But that's being launched on 1st of April, and it's called Supercharge Your Brain. And these are 9 tips from that. So I'm going to go through each of them, and then with each of them I'm going to reflect on a little bit from in the article, but also my personal experience from obviously recovering from a brain injury. So 29 people watching, been going for 3 minutes. Please share it. This is only going to be a short video, probably 10 minutes tops. Get in the comments, because then when I look up I can elevate them and you can impact the discussion, and I can make it more relevant for you. I'm really keen to put out content on social media that is relevant and engaging and is contributing positive content rather than some of the dross that is out there. So it would really help me if you get in the comments and contribute. So the first thing is eating beans and greens. My diet has been absolutely appalling over the years because I've basically focused on professional work and neglected everything else, which is crazy for a doctor. It's absolutely crazy. So it's only recently, and it's only since lockdown, that I've actually started eating better and being more healthy in what I eat. So obviously oily fish is good brain food, but eating too much food actually increases the risk of impaired brain function. And we all know that obesity is associated with increased chances of cardiovascular disease, certain cancers, and obviously type 2 diabetes, but it's also linked with a diminished brain function in childhood and an increased risk of Alzheimer's and dementia in later life. So there was a study in 2002 that showed even just changing your calorific intake from 2,143 calories a day to 1,500 had a positive impact. Okay, so what should we eat? You tell me. Get in the comments below. Tell me what you eat. What do you think is healthy brain food? I'd be really keen to know. Beans and greens is the clue. But the other point that I'm going to add to this, which lots of people forget, is you need to maintain a healthy hydration status, and dehydration often actually causes problems. So in this, they're talking about dehydration commonly being defined as a fall of total body weight through water loss is bad, and that of more than 10% of total body weight is bad for your mental performance and attention, short-term memory and mood. So please, please, please don't overdrink, obviously, but be well hydrated. Okay, that's good. Second one is up the vitamins, and this is really interesting in terms of vitamin C, vitamin D, and vitamin A. So obviously vitamin C is an antioxidant, and that protects, antioxidant protects against some of the noxious things that we do to the body, such as smoking or pollution, but it's also essential processes in the body, okay, which causes attack on our own DNA. So vitamin C is an antioxidant and protects against that, whether you can get it in fruit or vegetables or supplements. The important thing is get enough. Get enough vitamin C. Okay, if you can afford fresh fruit and veg and get it in that, great. If you can't and you can take the effervescent vitamin C, then that's obviously going to be beneficial. And I must say, some of the doctors that were getting a bit sniffy about taking vitamin C at the beginning of COVID, I didn't think was particularly on point, shall we say. So vitamin C and D is really, really important. Thanks, Denise. That's really, really helpful. That's good to summarize. Thank you very much. Yeah, Richard, I completely agree. I mean, a varied diet is good as well, obviously, isn't it? And various other vitamins, everything in moderation. Fiona, hello, Fiona. How are you? So the third thing, so we've had eat beans and greens and up the vitamins. The third thing is chew on this. Now, this is part of a study on the positive effects on chewing gum on mental performance. And a team from the University of Northumbria split 75 adults into 3 groups. One chewed sugar-free gum, a second mimicked chewing without gum, and a third did nothing. Each group undertook tests of attention and working memory. The result, gum chewers showed an improvement in immediate and long-term memory. Obviously, I think sugar-free gum is the key piece in this, right? If you have loads and loads of sugar in your gum, that's calorific, and that's going against the first point, which is reducing your calorific intake if possible. Yeah. So this article goes on to say that the delayed word recall was 36% better than the other 2 groups in the sugar-free gum chewers. You're right, Richard. Yeah, Alex Ferguson could always be spotted chewing gum at matches. 100% agree. And yes, Denise, it is interesting, isn't it? Chewing. Really, really interesting. So this article goes on to say we don't know why, and it hypothesizes some reasons. If you guys would like to know, get in the comments below. Tell me you'd like me to come back to that bit and I can talk about it. But equally, I don't want to bore people, so I need your feedback, your guidance. Let me know. The fourth one, to improve your brain health, which has also been severely lacking in COVID-19 and lockdown, is getting physical. So overwhelmingly, research suggests that physical exercise not only helps maintain, but guess what? This is the really interesting bit. Helps reverse the clock and turn back the clock. Because from late middle age, every year most of us lose 1 to 2% of brain function. And that is related to volume in the hippocampus part of our brain, which is associated with a reduction in memory capacity. However, one study in 2011 looked at brain images of 120 older adults who'd done aerobic exercise for a year. Yeah, Denise, you got it. Well done. And also Lorraine, 100%. Chewing is a stress release. And if you think about it, when people are stressed, they chew, they grind their teeth, don't they? And that's really bad because you damage your teeth, you get jaw problems and headaches. So it does improve circulation to the head area, absolutely. That's a potential reason. And another one is it potentially increases saliva production and stimulates areas of the brain that are important for thinking and memory. So how interesting. So this aerobic exercise for a year actually improves mental performance, and it reduces that 1 to 2% decline. It actually increases it by 1 to 2%, so you can level out and prevent decline. So it was really important to correct something that it was once scientific dogma, that we're born with a set number of brain cells, and it used to be said that we started to lose them from the age of 25. However, research is saying that that is not the case, given something called neurogenesis, which is the creation of new brain cells, and exercise is absolutely vital. Now, my reflection of this is I love exercise. Before my bike accident, I was cycling 100, 120, 140 kilometers at a time. Really good distances, right? Really, really good distances. However, that's a good question, Hayley. What is late middle age these days? Don't know. I don't know. I'll let you guys discuss in the comments in terms of what is late middle age. I would suggest it's mindset. Wouldn't worry too much about chronological age. In terms of I'm 35, I could get really het up about the fact that because I've had a head injury, I'm actually middle-aged, because my chances of getting dementia now are higher, and that's early dementia in terms of 60 or 70, as you'll see with all the footballers and traumatic brain injury. But I take the view, as long as I sleep, rest, manage stress, do everything that I can to keep fit, then that's good and that's helpful. Richard, I'm 37 but still 18 in my head. Okay, fair enough, that's good. Nothing wrong with that. So obviously NHS guidelines here suggest that at least 150 minutes of moderate aerobic exercise every week, as well as cycling or brisk walking, as well as muscle strengthening such as yoga, really, really important. Because regular yoga has also been shown to improve brain function, and it helps everything else as well. So every morning when I get up, I do a bit of flexibility, I sort out my joints, I just get them moving, waking up. I hasten to add, with the light off, because light early in the morning is an absolute disaster for my head, but it's just nice to sort of warm up the body and make it ready for the day. Thanks, Denise, that's very kind. I hope so, that's the plan. The fifth thing, and I was meant to do 9 minutes, so apologies, timekeeping is not great, but people are still watching, they're still commenting, so I hope you're finding this a useful way to spend time on your Sunday afternoon, evening. Number 5, dump your chair. Sitting causes inflammation in the body to increase. Inflammation is a protective reaction of the immune system. A protective reaction of the immune system is a marker of aging. All right. Now, obviously, we spend so much time sitting in our chairs, given lockdown and working from home, and not even walking to the office or the commuting or whatever. We actually need to up our aerobic exercise. In order to compensate, we would need to do 60 to 75 minutes of moderate to intense exercise every day. Now, again, that's interesting from my perspective, my personal perspective, is because with head injury, when I raise my heart rate above 130, 140, I get a pulsing headache. So that is my body telling me, actually, you know what, you should probably take it easy, and it's not a great idea to stress your body in that way. Thanks, Denise. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Everybody else that's watching, let me know what you think in the comments. Please share it. Please tag your friends, because I think this is going to be useful for lots of people living in lockdown and as we emerge from lockdown into the post-COVID world. Fine. So let's dump your chair. Number 6, laugh more. Laughter has been key to our survival as a species. How does it work? Well, our perception of something funny arises in our frontal lobes and then activates other parts of the brain. In turn, our heart rate rises, we laugh, and our brain releases feel-good neurotransmitters, dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins. Darren, thank you for sharing. All good to know. I had a head injury in 2013. This took away from my sense of smell, and I've had anxiety and depression. I'm so sorry to hear that. So yeah, tell me more in the comments. Thank you for sharing. I'm really sorry to hear about your head injury. I hope you've made a good recovery apart from the sense of smell, and you're coping with the anxiety and depression. But equally, I hope the content of this video is useful for you. Yeah, Denise, okay. I need gentle exercise at the moment. Just gentle for now. Okay, that's good. The rest of us need to get the blood moving. I completely agree. So my parents, from a health point of view, deteriorated over the last year. So now I've got them going up and down the stairs in the Rees household, and that's very much thanks to Jackie Beltrao, who's the Sky News sports reporter, presenter, who's currently undergoing a battle with stage 4 recurrence of breast cancer and chemotherapy. And she's an ex-Olympic gymnast, and she runs up and down the stairs because she can't go to the gym because she's shielding. So yeah, that's had a positive impact, the fact that she shared that. My parents are now flying up the stairs, which is really good. Binge watching Big Bang Theory on Netflix. Okay, fair enough, Richard, that's good. Take it easy with screen time and just before bed as well, because that will stop your sleep, which is obviously in the relevance of this video going to have a negative and a detrimental effect on your brain function. Fine, so laugh more, we've done that one. Phone a friend. Loneliness is associated with a faster rate of cognitive decline and a strong risk factor for dementia. It's odds on that if you're often lonely, the structure of your brain will change. This is because social isolation drives powerful chemical responses in the brain, involving structures such as the amygdala, our anger machine, inverted commas, controlling fear, anxiety, and stress, and the hypothalamus, which helps regulate the body, keeping it in a stable condition, and controls things such as mood and appetite. So can you see that if you're lonely and your hypothalamus is affected, and that's affecting the amount you want to eat and the appetite, then you're going to eat more, and then it's a vicious cycle because you're eating more, and then it causes more of a problem, like we said, number 1, in terms of obesity, increases the risk of cardiovascular decline, type 2 diabetes, and cognitive decline. So it really is a difficult, hey Julie, how you doing? It really is a difficult, I want to say circle to square, but I don't actually know if that's the right phrase, so help me out in the comments below. Comedy and music helps a lot. Had some therapy, but talking with fellow sufferers helps. Darren, if you'd like to do a video, you and I, we'll obviously prep it beforehand, and I'm happy to have a call and sort out a call beforehand. But if you'd like to chat about it, and even if one person watches it, because obviously it's a very niche audience in terms of traumatic brain injury, and it helps one person, I'll be more than happy to have a chat with you about my injury, about your injury, but most importantly, what other people can do if they're in that kind of environment. So message me. I would absolutely love to have a chat. And thank you for sharing. Okay, so we talk about phoning a friend. It's quite awkward in a COVID world in terms of people don't want to phone a friend, and they feel a bit awkward reaching out because it's a different technology and it's a different medium. I'm very lucky. I'm used to this. I've been broadcasting for years, since 2015. So this is second nature to me, leveraging my communication skills as a doctor, but then also my interest in technology and media. All right, Darren, we will, if you're free after this, I will, if you message me your email, we can have a quick chat after this for like 10-15 minutes if you want. That would be good. So Facebook, message me your email and I'll get in touch. Fine. Number 8 is save your cells. Every day, hundreds of new brain cells are produced, as we said, through that process called neurogenesis. And about half will die within 2 weeks. But that is not inevitable. The programmed cell death can be stopped by brain training. However, the brain training must be intensive, requiring high concentration and effort every day for many days. And you'll remember the massive success of the brain training apps by, firstly, initially Nintendo, who obviously are very close to my heart. I love Nintendo. But then all the other phones and the apps, and then that started coming in terms of brain training, right? So try and brain train. And then it's interesting where it talks about people that learn another language, play an instrument, play cards, juggle, tai chi, physical skills, all this stuff has a positive effect on cognitive and brain function. And then, that's interestingly, I thought this was quite good. Thanks, Clint, that's really kind. I'm okay. I'm really lucky, to be honest. So it's just, I've had to sleep a lot, basically, for the last 6 months. And even now, the last few nights I've been going to bed at like 8 o'clock and just knocking out and sleeping right through, because sleep is an absolutely essential. If I don't sleep, the chances of me having long-term problems will increase massively. And that's why I'm really keen to share this knowledge and information with people, because it's relevant for all of you in a COVID world, even more so if you've had a head injury in a COVID world. So interestingly, we're starting to wrap up now, so get your final comments in. I'm going to call it a day at half an hour, so in another 8 minutes. So please get in your comments below. What have you learned from this? What has been useful? What have you liked? And I'll elevate as many of them as possible up onto the screen. As for crosswords, brain games and puzzles such as Sudoku, while they're associated with better memory, attention, speed and reasoning, they may not be the cause of these improvements, because this article goes on to say it could be the people who do these sort of things are sharp-witted anyway. Finally, kiss and cuddle. Once it's appropriate and safe to do so from a COVID-19 perspective. So, 10-second kiss this sounds a bit gross, but can transfer as many as 80 million bacteria into the mouth. Now, it's actually a good thing, and this study goes on to talk about married individuals harbouring microbial communities of greater diversity and richness relative to those living alone. I'm not 100% sure that marriage was actually essential in that, but I get what they're talking about. And this is talking about how the gut and the brain, or the gut-brain axis, is absolutely essential, because the gut microbiome, the bacteria, the natural bacteria, the good bacteria that live in your gut, is absolutely essential to what goes on and happens in there. So that's the 9 tips. That's what the 9 tips are. 9 simple ways to boost your memory. From hugging, yes, at last, to chewing gum, yes, really, they're all no-brainers, says Professor James Goodwin. That's your body trying to catch up on the sleep you've missed while training and working. Yes, Glyn, I think that's probably true. Sorry about that, Liam. It is pretty information dense, so thank you for rewatching. This will be available on my Facebook page, YouTube, LinkedIn and Twitter, so feel free to watch it in any of those areas, and do share it. Thank you, Denise. I'm glad that you agree. That I haven't read the article, I don't know, maybe there's something else in the article. Let's see. Your other brain is in the gut, isn't it, Kish? Yes, I would suggest. I'm glad you found it useful. I think I've got through most of the comments, so I'm going to finish early. I am going to get in touch with Darren straight after this, because If I don't do it now, it might take a month or so until I do it. So Darren, I'll give you a buzz in a sec. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it was useful. I hope it was helpful. I will try, Denise. I will definitely try. Very much look forward to being able to get on the bike again. I think it's probably going to be a case of just walking, taking it easy for now. I think Denise actually said take it slowly, catchy monkey. Start building myself up again. Before this, I was able to lift 2 10-kilo weights above my head, 2 10-kilo dumbbells. Absolutely impossible. But it will come back. That's interesting, Nikki, in terms of the amygdala. Let us know in future videos what you've learned about that. Thank you so much for watching and spending half an hour of your Sunday evening with me. I really appreciate it. I'm going to be doing more of these over the coming days, weeks, months and years. For everybody who's been watching on WhatMed over the last 8 years, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We've made a great impact on so many issues, and now this is an opportunity for us to start impacting ourselves and improving our health, so that we can all be in as good a position as possible for the inevitable health and economic problems that are going to fall out as a result of the global pandemic that we have lived through. So walking is good as you can go slowly or speed up and not bouncing brain around too much. I completely agree, Denise. Completely agree. That bouncing at the brain is awful. I can feel it. I don't know the technical term yet. I haven't learned that, but I will. Absolute pleasure, Liam. I will try my best, Nikki. Absolutely. And on that point, Richard, I'm glad. That is good. That you would love a good walk. I would suggest you keep it up. And yeah, thank you everybody for watching. Take care, and I'll see you really, really soon. So get in the comments below. I'll check in them over the next few days. Tag your friends, share these links everywhere, and I look forward to doing these again with you shortly. Have a great evening and see you soon.